All right, this is market recap for September 10th, 2025. As you can see today, we played very small on the higher time frame scale. Very small closure today. Didn't really expect that out of Wednesday today, given that we were kind of just going since Monday. But today we had PPI. Um, Usually, and this threw me for a loop, which I don't want to say is the reason I lost, but it's definitely one of them. Um, is I thought, because usually every single time, at least that I've been aware of it, the first day of the week that has news, it's CPI, which is the one that's more of the heavy hitter. So that usually gets the market moving. So trading after that is doable. But today was not the case. We had PPI today, which is unusual to my knowledge, but it made the markets play a little slower. So we were running up this morning. Pretty much all last night and this morning, we were running up. We took out this high here and we closed below it. Now, usually I'd look for a retrace, and I did look for a retrace, um, but not of this entire move, just this most recent one, just this one. Um, did we retrace the whole move? Yes, we did. Reason for that could be 4 hour time frame. Um, I really don't know, but if we look at this closure, it's very telling that the market does not look to be continuing higher, at least as of now. So from there, there's a lot going on these time frames. Let me go down to the hourly one more time. We have this bearish fair value gap here. Price closed above it, tapped in it, and then used it to expand up above this. So this is already validated in my eyes. And then we have this hourly fair value gap right there within the lower portion of that inverse. Now, given that this is validated, both of them really, um, if we are looking to keep playing bearish, it would be likely that price is going to reverse once again and react off of them to the downside here. But that, could not happen. Again, we have CPI tomorrow, which is the big one. Um, Again, we expanded all the way up. This is PPI today, expanded all the way up above this high with this data candle. Um, Given where we were when this happened, right up here, big expansion here, I was targeting data lows. This happened relatively quickly within the market open. I think within the first like 5 minutes, maybe we hit data lows. And then from there, I saw this closure. I saw how price was reacting at this low. Given that the closure, not only, but the higher time frame things like the hourly and the 4 hour and daily all playing bullish. So I was fully bullish today. Took out data lows. Usually we try to take out both and stack on top of that we are a higher time frame bullish. I was looking to play highs, or bullish, sorry, target highs. But we reacted off this, came up, big 15-minute here, 15-minute inverse here, reacted once here, and then closed below it. So that could have been a sign that we're playing bearish. Um, I don't know, it's conflicting though, because we get this validation of the fair value gap, but then we dive and we close below it, below this bullish fair value gap, which turns it into an inverse. But the way that we close with this candle, it is telling that we don't actually want to continue bears. Now, that could very well just be on the lower time frame. On this time frame, we need to then retrace, right? So that's possible, because if we grade this, equilibrium's there, which we do hit. So 15-minute inverse here and fair value up here stops price pretty nicely when it comes to constant encroachment of those. We then have lunch, play bearish once again, kind of continuing AM sessions run. So PM sessions most likely going to continue that. We take out this low, close above it, retrace. Here, nice 15-minute here, pushing us down more to take us below this low. 5-minute time frame, not much more. As you can see, PPI here, up here, loses all interest in going higher. Market opens, we dive all the way down, take out data lows, kind of stop there, reacting off this 1 hour, these 1 hour inefficiencies. So we then come back up in this 15-minute bullish, sorry, in this 15-minute fair value gap and inverse fair value gap. We also have this 5-minute here, which keeps price. I'm just look at these wicks there. Not a huge fan of that as far as trading goes. We then dive down, here we go, and then lunch continues. AM sessions bearish move, take out this low, retrace up to this 15-minute, and then continue that move below this low before we return back to the range before closing the day out. Now, 1 minute time frame. I'll say it's a little unfortunate today, but it's definitely a trade that could have been avoided had I kind of listened to my gut here. So again, data highs here, took it, and then we kind of went horizontal. SMT here forced us down. So like I mentioned, I was playing bullish given higher time frames were bullish. We took out data lows, so I'm now targeting data highs. And we're retracing to bullish inefficiencies here. So we took out these lows and then started to consolidate, right? So to me, this says, or this tells me that we're not really doing this. We're spending time in these inefficiencies and we're going to ramp out of them. We have this higher time frame SMT here. Well, higher time frame, I'll say like 15-minute SMT here. The trade that I took was based off of this SMT here. There was no lower time frame SMT at the time, so I should have at least waited for that. But we got that, and then we kind of just went horizontal. But at this point, given you can kind of see here, but on the 15-second time frame was a little more telling. These wicks here, all throughout here, price action wasn't the cleanest. And then if you look even closer to here, we're getting close to the macro, which is when we usually want to take these trades. And so what I have decided is that if price action is not perfect, if we have perfect price action in the opening range, I will take a trade before the macro. I will. But if it's anywhere that is not perfect, in any condition that is not perfect, I'm going to wait for the macro. That's just how, how I see it best played safe. So that's what we're going to go off of. We ended up playing off this S&T bullish. Again, higher time frame. We played bearish on the day. Honestly, not entirely sure why, but we come up 5-minute here, SMT here, spend some time consolidating within the macro. Lunch starts to take off. We take out this low, retrace for PM session, SMT here, right at the beginning of the macro here. We start selling off, and we do that targeting this low here. And then once we hit that, that is our target for the day, at least for PM session. And then we come up off of it to close back in the range on the day. Now, if we go up to the hourly time frame, let me just see if I can figure out why. Many conflicting things. I don't know. I mean, the same reasons that I'd play bearish, I'd play bullish. All right, because if we look here, this closure right here, not very telling that we're going to want to continue bullish, right? At least on the shorter time frame. So then we come down, react off of these two 1-hour inefficiencies in a bullish manner, right? So this closure up here is telling me bearish. These reactions are telling me bullish. I'll go down to the 15-minute. Same thing, kind of. Closure on data lows is telling me bullish, but then we come up and react off of the 15 minutes, which is telling me bearish. So I think, in all honesty, given how bullish we'd been playing and that we opened this week somewhere down here, now this is a little unique given that we did not start the week off with a bearish move. If we did, I'd feel a little different. right? Because it's possible that in a week where we come out the gate jumping, right, and we don't entirely have, any sell side action, we might need to retrace, which is it could be what today was. Um, but I don't have the experience in at least the um, remembered experience. I'm sure I might have seen a case like this in the past, but I don't remember it. Um, but today could have just been a retrace. Um, entirely could have. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting conflicting things. Bullish or bearish here, bullish there, 15-minute kind of the same. Um, can't really think of a reason to play bearish here. Playing bullish just took out this high, making higher highs. Small ones, but higher highs. We have this higher time from SMT with all-time highs up here, but we don't have anything to confirm that we're going now, or even that we will validate or and keep this SMT. Um, so I don't know. This might just be one of those rare cases where you don't want to call the high, so the market just happens to um, be reversing at that time, which is it's okay. Not everyone can win all their trades or even be right on their bias every day. So take it as a loss, chalk it up to the markets being not entirely predictable, and move on, right? Tomorrow's another trading day. We can make our loss back and then some. So this has been your market recap for September 10th, 2025.